ne ba counselor, ba therapists. So a church can be a doorway to these other professions. Because you find in Uganda and Wetuli, people trust churches and men of God more than even other professions. Omuntu asobola ogenda mu ddwaliro bamugamba olina omusujja, funa maybe kwata momire ojja kuwona. N'agenda wamusumba n'amugamba kino ekikusumbuwa mpewo za kika, genda osabe bwoti ne bwoti osibe ennaku ssatu ojja kuwona. Yes, jjangu tukusabire te ensigo. N'atagula ddagala n'ate n'awaayo ensigo. So for me, I believe faith, as pastors or as religious leaders, we need to work together hand in hand with these other professions. Because I've got a chance to visit most parts of Uganda. And in those parts of Uganda, you find a church is like a community outreach place. Inti, where the counseling sessions, where the rehabilitation center, church like counselors, almost events as singer, church. So through church, like we need also to have those kind of drives. Never more about this. So yes, we need to work together with these other professions to help in this issue of mental health. Yes.
Thank you so much. Osanga that people trust the church more than hospitals or anything. And these days, sometimes it is very hard to convince someone that, as long as I see a pastor performing a miracle, I'm going to go into that line. So whenever I tell me that maybe I have a mental illness somewhere, I'll go to the pastor and, pray for me. But how can you approach someone? You need the other professional part or counseling or therapy work and this. Like, how can you tell someone on how to balance these two? Because it is very, very, very hard to convince someone by them.
First of all, I think you need to understand your congregation. Because in instances where you find, if you're serving I don't want to use this language, people may get offended, but if you're serving a congregation that is planned, they may understand what you're talking about. But if, for example, you're serving a congregation where they're not planned or informed, they may not understand your point, and ekivamuchi kyekyo kyowulira abakristaayo bagamba musumba talina maanyi katugende wooli kubanga katoyo takola talina mafuta tasobola kusolvinga nsonga zange. Why? Because ojasanga nti abantu abamu like religion yabatuulamu nnyo, kibalimu munda nnyo. So to the extent nti even if you try to offer some kind of professional help, ajja dismissing agamba anedda nze njagala kineno. So ojasanga nti church yafuukanga solution based a place, the solution based nti oli ajja nga ayagala omwe solution according to his or her own way. True. So see like a proper way. So I think the best thing is, first of all, we as the servants of God, we need first to be informed. We need to understand these issues, because there is a thin line between what we call spiritual and what is mental health. Ate like wesanga nti bwoba togitegedde eno, you will term something as spiritual, kumbe it is something which is mental health or in line with mental health. So for me, I think first of all we need to okusoma tekukoma. Newankubadde yes tusoma Bible, nze ngisoma every day, ngisomye more than 7 times yonna ngimazeeyo. I'm doing my masters in theology, but still ndikwe like tulina okusoma these other kind of practices ezigenda maaso ezeetoolodde, like is a medicine what and all sorts of things. Then the other thing is, how do we approach these people abazee gye tuli? Also it's important how we talk to them. Oli tajja kujja na kizibu kye because they have trusted you as your safe space, their safe space, sorry. N'akunyonyola ensonga ye, nedda gwe kati nkutwala embutabika mba kansala gwe tatosobolawo. Ojja mugoba. So also the other thing is, maybe I think we need to understand them, then in a loving way find out how we can help them or connect them to these people. Toleka nsonga kula because of believing nze njizaayo mbisobola mbigoba anadaba atya ne bagamba yi musumba talina mafuta like nenejja ku church member. For me actually, I'd rather recommend you noona and I lose you nogenda mu church nogala sina mafuta than keeping you there and I worsen your situation.
That's very right. I believe pastors out there and community leaders are trying to catch up something onto this, because we know religion is very key, but also seeking counseling and professional therapy. Therapy work is also crucial. Pastor, kino njagala nkibuildingire ku muntu omu gwe mmanyi, muntu musabi nnyo, tava mu church, ayinza n'okusibira ennaku 3 n'agwa ku kkubo awo, nkitegeera. But according to her ways and whatever that I've seen her, going through, she's having some mental illness. And of course, because I'm not this person who is so close, but I can see, naye omuntu gwotasobola convincing awali ke twogedde wali nti like you cannot convince this person to go and seek for therapy, because she knows that church is everything, church is this, she can even forget about her life. Asobola n'okwerekereza okulya n'agenda akole mu church, n'agenda to usher in a church. So when you look at communities and maybe even people around us, or because we believe that connection and working together is key. So how can the community leaders, the counselors, therapists, and the religious leaders work hand in hand to promote mental wellness and to create safe spaces for the community and the people?
Yeah, thank you so much. There's a passage in the book of Romans. It says, I think Romans 10, it says that Paul was speaking about the people in Rome. Nagamba, my prayer topic is this, that these people be saved. Why? Because they have a lot of zeal, but their zeal is not based on knowledge. Balina okwagala nga baagala nnyo bakola bingi naye nga it's not based on knowledge. So ebyo mbirabye nnyo n'osanga omuntu like ye tayagala kumanya kintu kyonna. Abeera ku church every time this and this, takola wiki, all that and this. So sometimes you find bana abantu ekibasumbwa is they serve but they don't know who they are serving. Just alina passion. Sigamba nti mugobe mu church aveemu, no? Wabula, yes. The best thing is we need to teach them the truth. The truth through the word of God. How can we work together? I think we can use church as a safe space. Because people are there, they are going through the situation and they need help. Rather than just, oh, may God bless you, all be well with you.
Pray, be a prayer warrior,
yes,
speak in
Saba,
tongues.
but us speaking amunimi, tebigenda vow. I think the best solution is we can have sessions where as a church we invite mental health advocates, they speak to the congregation, they inform them. Some people tebamanyi kye bayitamu. Nenga aina like nga gusolozi telling, you can tell the symptoms or the signs. Magamba nalabika ayitamu kino ninga itachimanyi agamba maybe bandoga. Abewaka bansindikidde ebiteega. Simanya nadde ntambula n'ensamba amayinja musumba agamba bw'osamba ejjinja.
Buli kikutuukako nga kikyamu.
Yes, spiritual part. Oyo kawuula, gino mizimu, gino biki. So
ate kawuula yani.
Tetugenda yeeyo. So ojja kwesanga nga tebamanyi bambi. But if we invite like the people who are trained, who are knowledgeable, they speak to them in their place of comfort, where that is church. Oli ajja kwesanga kumbe bulijjo kino kyemputamu nakino kitegeeza kino. When they are informed, I believe asobola okumanya kati, like, because in those sessions bajja kuwa the signs, the symptoms, and then the kind of ways to mitigate that, or what kind of route can you take to get help. True. So onaba atandika okulaba like anti alaba ekitangaala, atandika okutegeera amazima. Ne Bible egamba bwe mulimanya amazima gali bafuula baddembe. Yes. So sometimes wesanga temutwe twitamu because of ignorance. Simanyi kyemputamu. Because of that, nze kubanga already I am based in aka faith, eri faith yange. Like netandika okitaminga mu ngeri yange nkitegeeramu. oba to feel comfort okwewa comfort. So by the way, do you know that abantu abamu yetekako ekintu just kwewa comfort naga nze bina bimanyira munange abeewaffe ne jejange yali bwatu ne mamange yali bwatu ne tatange yali bwatu to comfort themselves nzibu kyayitamu nsanga nange ndibeera bwetu nze nako n'omukyala gwe mmanyi yes nako n'omukyala gwe mmanyi yatuma omwana we bizibu simply because ewaabwe balina ebizibu naye alina ebizibu n'agaana n'owanga jjabira n'ebizibu n'amuleeta ne mu church ne bamubatiza